If your music sounds like this, and you are struggling to get your music to sound like this, the problem is not in your mastering. This video is going to be about the real reason why your music sounds weak. So the first track that you heard was basically 2 minutes of work. It was just me throwing ideas around. The real ultimate gold out of that was the bass line idea. The second track that you heard was the same idea, just refined with all of the right sounds. I didn't have any generic drum samples. Ultimately, idea number one was getting the general musical idea, but the execution was horrible. And in part, I did it for this video. But the key thing to remember is when you treat your sounds like placeholders, everything is going to sound like a placeholder. The idea wasn't bad, but the execution was lazy. So here we have the session with both beats. This is just the bass line idea that we heard first. I'll go ahead and play this. You can tell that's not working instantly compared to this. Now, just to share, I'm going to show you guys how I don't really have a whole lot of processing happening. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn a lot of this stuff off. Okay, we're back. I'm going to turn off the instruments here. We're going to focus on the drums and the bass because this is the foundation of every song, especially in dance music. What I just did is I just turned off all processing outside of the initial sound sources so you can hear this thing as it stands with the sonic selections. So things like OTTs, glue compression on my layers of claps and snares, just some basic EQs. There was an Ableton roar, just not a lot of processing, just small things. It still sounds very intact. It still sounds very similar, and that's very intentional. Let's compare with this one once again. So I'm going to just kind of break this down. First, we're going to turn off the percussion and we're just going to go right down to the bass and the drums. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So I have everything turned off except the kick and the bass. In the original idea, there is just one kick, no top kick. Now, you can tell that the bass is wrong. So this bass was kind of buzzy, kind of more top end. Ironically, the kick is actually the same kick. So it just works better with the other bass. And sometimes maybe you do have the right kick choice, maybe you don't. But these sonic selections are exactly the reasons why your track is not sounding polished. Just changing the bass and the low-end content made it all work with that kick. What I did do to this kick is I added a top kick, very short, and a click, very low in volume. Comparing the bass, soloing these, it's just the wrong sound. I actually didn't even need to change out my kick. Like I said, once I got the right bass, it all worked. Now there's two layers here. There's a little bit of a top. So you can see that just spending some time finding all the right things. And I will be honest, I did go through other kicks, but I ended up reverting back to the one I had. It was a good choice once I got the right bass. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a secret. A plugin that I like to use is Isolate. What this allows me to do, I put it on my master. I solo these two bands and I can just listen to my whole track. It's low end. And it just allows me to, one, make sure my low end is punching and it's completely audible, especially if I have a lot of tops. Like, for example, let's put this all back on. You know, and then I can basically just reference another track's low end and see if I'm in the ballpark. Is my kick hitting hard enough? Is my bass and kick interacting? Is my side chain working? Once again, I turned all that off. So if I was to turn some of this back on, now you get the real punch of the mix that I have. The next problem was, to give you guys the bad version, I actually took a top loop and chopped it all up. I did this on purpose, really for the purpose of the video. I wanted to make a bass line idea for a new track, and then the next day I took that idea and turned it into what you hear. So I just took some top loop. What we're gonna do is listen. You can see there's a snare here, as well as hats. There's a clap here. And we have this one. So together, those kind of work, but they're not great, you know. Let's go over here and let's solo this and this. Same kick, once again, just better clap and snare selections to help layer that. Now, I remember I turned off a glue compressor and a little bit of a transient designer on this one. And that's what you get. One other thing I want to mention that's really important too is gain staging, and I have some old videos on this. I'll leave you a link down below. The gain staging on the bad beat was not paid attention to on purpose. If I turn this back up, it's going to sound overblown and overprocessed. So some people might be doing that and they might be blowing out their sound a little bit. Gauge staging is super important. As you can see, things balance out when I bring this down. But nothing really compares to this. Remember, things can always be brought up later. You can gain things up with a limiter, but the key point of this video is to make sure things are right before you actually reach for your limiter, before you reach for your processing, before you reach for your mastering. In fact, before you guys even reach for EQs, try to focus on getting everything to work as it is. And then everything you do after that is really just icing on the cake. I know it's boring. I know it sucks to sit and sift through sounds. Having some good organization strategies is great because you can sift through sounds faster if you're organized. I have some key videos on the Ableton categorization systems and plugin organization that I've done. I'll leave you links to that down below as well. What actually fixed the problem was replacing the claps. The kick was the same, replacing the bass, just getting all the right sounds to get that solid groove working. Sound selection is so important. And one of the things that we did at NOS Recordings is we took all of the waves and left them as single static waves, and we also created wavetables for the synths that have morphable waves. And we sampled a bunch of the hardware synths in here, including the Moog Model D, the Moog Subsequent 37, the Novation Bass Station, the Dave Smith Prophet 08, and the Dave Smith OB6. And you can get all of these for free at my record label, NOS Recordings. This will be coming out soon. However, all members of Distinct Mastering will be getting this for free ahead of everyone. So I'm going to be dropping that in the community. If you want to join, it's just $1.99 to help support me in making these videos. Now, if you do not want to become a member, you will be able to get this at NOS Recordings for free down the road. So one of the key principles I want to leave you guys with, if your production is strong, mastering is really going to enhance that. If your production is weak, mastering is going to showcase that your production is weak. Good mastering cannot make a bad production sound good, but great productions can sound great with great mastering. So if you want better masters, stop thinking about mastering and start thinking about how you are producing. Pick the sounds, spend the time, find the right sounds, and craft your sound to become you. Start thinking about your source. It is the real reason why your track feels weak. And if you want help with your mastering or just any music production advice, just hit me up. My name is Freddie from Distinct Mastering. I've been in the business over 25 years as a touring DJ, mastering engineer, music producer, and all of the above. And I've had a lot of experience. I've made a lot of bad tracks. I've made some good ones. We've all been there, and I hope to help you guys on your musical journey try to figure out what's wrong with your sound. Until the next time, I'll catch you guys in the comments. Please drop me a message. Let me know what you're feeling and what you guys want to see from this channel in the future. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys in the comments. Peace.